Are we live? Okay. Here goes nothing. Hello, everybody. This is Lovetto Nazareth, and welcome to yet another live about Facebook ad targeting. Now, we tried to go earlier live today, but there were some technical issues. So today we're going to share some valuable tips and tricks that you can use to take your Facebook ad targeting to a complete next level. But remember, before we start the video and before we start the live training, quick reminder, if this is your first time on my channels, whether on YouTube, please don't forget to subscribe and to like this video when it goes live. If you're on YouTube, smash the little red bell so that you would be able to see all my videos. By the way, my TikTok handle is Prism Social, @Prism Social. So let's get into it. Now, a lot of you guys do Facebook ads. In fact, all of you guys most probably have done Facebook ads at some point in time. And let me tell you, remember, the most important thing to remember is ask yourself, why are you actually advertising on Facebook? Now, ever since Facebook came along, it has kind of become the fulcrum of everything, online. And everything your social, everything you do socially, everything your business does is on Facebook. And a lot of the engagement that you get on Facebook and Instagram also convert into amazing business. So Facebook advertising is a fantastic tool which you can use to grow your business. Now there are a lot of things that come when it comes to running Facebook ads, but I cannot stress enough on the point that the key to running a successful social media campaign is actually your audience and selecting the right audience. Now, once you target the perfect brand or the perfect audience for your brand, it dramatically lowers your Facebook ad cost, because way you'll be actually spending less on advertising to the wrong people and increasing the relevance so that you'll be advertising more on the right kind of people. Now, remember, there's a concept called ad sequencing. Now, what is ad sequencing and how you can use it to use your potential goal? So an ad sequence basically is a strategy where ads are presented in a sequence and messages are shown to people in a specific order. Generally, it's a three-stage process, which it's a list of priorities where the ads will be seen in a very predefined way. Okay, so the first ad is a kind of a warm-up ad. It's an introductory warm-up ad. This ad mainly focuses on attracting the right kind of people without asking them to do anything great. It's designed to boost the engagement and set a platform for your next ad. Now, the next ad can be a lead generation ad. Now, a lead generation ad, for you guys who don't know, is designed to actually gather personal information about potential clients or target audiences. Now, this ad will target people who show interest in your business and interacted with your first ad. In the third ad, you will basically retarget the ones who have interacted with your second ad and have already provided you with that contact information. Now, it specifically targets the people who have interacted with your second ad, but remember, they have not visited your landing page yet. So they have dropped off in the middle from that click. Now, it's very important to understand tactics like ad sequencing, very importantly, to understand your right audience, and more importantly, how things like timing or aligning your message goes kind of hand in hand while running your advertising campaign. So, essentially, how do you target the perfect Facebook audience? Now, before really getting into details of that process, I'm going to repeat that targeting the right audience is extremely important. You might think that higher the reach, the better the results. No, however, that's really not the case. But when you try to target everyone, you end up targeting no one. Now, this is not only a waste of your time and money, but it's also a waste of an opportunity. If you had used right, it would have made a huge difference to your business and that ad campaign. So let me share some key ways of refining a better and goal-oriented audience for your business. So step one, creating your goal. Before starting anything, as usual in life, you need to ask yourself certain questions that you are clear about your objectives and what you want from your ads. What are the actions that need to be taken to achieve your goals? So you need to ask this to yourself. Now, your ad objective is what you want your people or your target audience to do when they click on that ad, and basically your ad needs to direct them and persuade them to lead the viewer basically to your website. So now let's talk about your advertising goals. Now, most goals fall into three categories. Okay, first of all, awareness. You want them to be aware of your product. You want them to consider the product, and more importantly, you want them to convert. So let's talk about the first one, which is awareness. Now, your main goal in this would be to create interest in your product or service. It's the top of the marketing funnel. So you think of the marketing funnel, this is the absolute top. So it is when you introduce your brand or community, and that drives awareness. Okay, that's the awareness of your brand. The next stage of your funnel is the consideration process. Now, this is people want to know your business. They want to find out a little more information about your product or your service offering. So maybe even could be a promo that you're offering. Now, these kind of ads encourage people to visit your website and learn how your business actually works. Now, the third type of ad is the absolute conversion ad. Now, the goal of this ad actually at this stage is to encourage people to actually convert and buy your product or sign up for your services on your campaign goals, depending on what it is. Now, as you continue, your campaign goals can keep on changing, and your but your main goal is to spread awareness of your people about your product and services to people and get them to come to your website. Once they come to your website, obviously to buy your product. So the key point here is that as time passes, your campaigns, aims, and goals need to change, and when they do, it's important to always review that ad campaign and adjust it in a way that suits your exact objectives as of the moment. So let's move on to the main thing, which is crafting a Facebook ad audience. I'm getting a lot of questions here, but let me address what I was talking about. So your ad budget plays a very important role in the reach of your ad. Your goal should not really be to reach everybody on your Facebook audience list, or even the people in your city. If you're in Dubai or if you're in Abu Dhabi, you don't want to reach everybody. You want to reach people that are actually interested and are potential clients. So that pinpointing, or that the way you're going to pinpoint that audience is primary. It should be the primary consideration when you are considering your budget. Have you ever heard of the rule of seven? Now, the rule of seven suggests that your ideal customer needs to see or hear your message around 7 times before they decide to do business with you. This means that your content needs to be served to them at least 7 times. While deciding your Facebook audience, please remember to keep in mind the rule of seven and the amount of money you are willing to spend on the promotion. When you target the right people and align your messages accordingly, it becomes easier to decrease the waste and decrease the wasted ad spend. Okay? So, rule of seven, remember that. Moving on, you might want to know that there are several variety of ad placements and demographic options offered to you by Facebook. Now, if you've opened Facebook Ad Manager, it's very easy to get lost in that whole gigantum information that they push down your throat. But Facebook very cleverly gives you very specific targeting audience, and you need to be very aware, deliver that specific targeted message. So once you've created the perfect audience for your Facebook post, It is important to create content that you will create around those targeted people. So if you are a content creator, or if you're an influencer, or if you are a brand, you have to focus on the buyer's context. Now, just let's focus on the buyer's journey. Now, the buyer's journey is basically a journey that the buyer takes when he comes through your website, and the whole journey he takes from awareness, consideration, as well as decision. So you need to actually figure out where your prospects are in that list, in that level. Which part of the funnel do they actually follow? And once you understand that process, or if you understand that your prospect is in the awareness stage, therefore you need to create content which is in that awareness stage. You can also use video content to engage your audience. But the video should be not brand specific and should meet your ideal audience, right? So if your prospect is in the consideration stage, so you can provide them several solutions to their problems. But if their prospect is finally in the decision stage, you need to make them help them decide by providing pros and cons to every choice that they have, or providing pros to the product that you are actually offering. So coming back now, this brings us back to the crafting the audience. Now, when you build a Facebook custom audience, what happens is, and a lot of people don't do this, but doing this actually further helps you pinpoint your prospective audience. It's a group, a custom audience is a group of people that have interacted with your brand or have any kind of experience with your website or business in the past. Now, you can create custom audiences based on your existing data, like a customer list, website visitors, engagement on Facebook, CRM data as well. Facebook has also released specific things on certain platforms where you can upload lists to, you can do it through audience insights. For example, say anyone who has watched about 95% of your video is most likely to be a potential prospect to your business. So if someone has taken that much time to watch your content, most probably he likes your content and he is sticking around for a reason. He's not just some random person who's browsing and moving on. He definitely could be your potential client. And the purpose of building this custom audience is to filter out all the rubbish potentials and focus on those high converting leads. This is very critical for Facebook ads, which real estate agents or property developers. I have so many property clients that come to me and say, "We spent 15,000 dirhams on an ad campaign, we got two leads." Because you're actually showing your ads to people that actually don't care about your property. They might have been caring about your property at some point in time, but they don't really care about it right now. So you need, think about it like this. How do you get in front of at least 1,000 lead prospects? Because that's the most important. So that's your first milestone. Facebook allows you to move to the next step only once you reach this number. And once you reach this number, the rest of the process literally works like clockwork. Now, why 1,000 lead prospects? It's see, the thing is, it's not only Facebook having to do this, but Facebook ad relevance diagnostics and the algorithm rewards campaign that target custom audiences. So if you luckily your campaign has reached that audience, perfect. Then you've hit your mark. Now, what you can do is create a 1% lookalike of those 1,000 lead prospects. That list will give you more conversion than any kind of other list that you can do, which is direct. So remember, lookalike audiences, custom audiences. So, say for example, you've created a custom audience of about 1,000 prospects. To create a lookalike, you need to identify what is the common denominator, the common characteristics, interests, demographics of the people who have actually interacted with your video or your ad. Now, the purpose of creating this lookalike is to be able to identify and deliver your ads to the relevant viewers who look and behave like your custom audience. Now, the good thing is Facebook lets you choose the size of your lookalike audiences during your campaign creation process. Please note that, a larger audience definitely might increase your reach, but smaller audiences are actually more likely to match your source audience. So generally, you can obviously select between 1 to 10% of the total population of your country. But hey, do you really want to go so wide? So lastly, please remember to always rinse and repeat. If an ad campaign is performing well, select that ad campaign, understand what has worked well in that ad campaign, and then replicate it. Rinse and repeat. It's always good. And try to A/B test as much as you can, because now all of this. I mean, I'm even feeling tired saying it, but it's a fact that it's all trial and error. Nobody, including me or anybody, can 100% define the Facebook algorithm because it's based on pure AI. Now it's changing constantly and it's always focused on increasing your value, but more so 80/20, it wants to increase Facebook's ROI. Okay, so just remember, building a more focused Facebook audience makes it very easy for you to reach your ideal prospect, so you can work more efficiently into converting them into your customers. Now, there are a whole lot of things that we can discuss, and I would like to for you to share your feedback, questions, comments, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. So please feel free, if you are on the live session right now, to continue to ask questions. There are other topics that we want to hear or we want to give you a live training on. But if there are any specific questions, I would love to hear from you now. So I'll hand over the floor to you. If you have any questions, please let us know, let me know right now. My team is also here. We can, if anyone has asked any question, I'm happy to answer it. Uh, do we have any questions happening right now live?
Ashutosh Giri is asking, what if I'm promoting a product which is
Right.
already which which already have a lot of competitors and on the same platform and have covered 90% of the audience?
Okay, that's actually a fantastic thing. Having competitors is a fantastic thing. It's not a bad thing. I'll explain why. When you have competitors, that means they have already done your work for you. They have made their mistakes. They have, most probably, their campaigns have failed before you. You get my point? That's where they have reached. So if you have a competitor that you know is doing very well for himself or herself, or has very good sales and is generating loads of sales online, remember, you can copy their ad audience. There are tips and tricks that I can show you that you can actually copy their ad audience. If your website is a Shopify website, there are apps that can literally copy the ad audience either from Facebook or Instagram or even an emailer list. So there are programs that can help you botify the entire experience. Now, I'm not a very big promoter of bots, especially in engagement, because bots cause a lot of negative repercussions to the brand. But if you are interested in this, I could separately just DM us and I could give you a whole lot of education about, or we've done a lot of videos about how to scale your Facebook ads. Check us out on our YouTube channel. We've done a lot of case studies as well. A lot of our clients have gone from literally in 2020, we had a client that went from revenue of 1,500 dirhams a month to now 1.8 million on their e-commerce store. So, and it's a live case study. I've done it on TikTok as well. Any other questions?
I think that's it. Yeah. Ashutosh is saying thank
You're welcome, Ashutosh. Any other questions, please feel free to comment on my YouTube channel. I always respond very quickly. If you have WhatsApp. If you want to WhatsApp me, please do. My WhatsApp is 0500971558500095. WhatsApp me your question. I'm happy to answer your questions. Or if you guys want to join me in the live and have a live session, I'm absolutely open to that. I'm going to get a couple of other influencers as well. Today we went live with one influencer. Earlier, in the coming days, we'll be going live with other influencers and speaking to them about their strategies on how they, uh, you know, take their Facebook marketing to the next level and Instagram marketing to the next level. So, if there are no more questions, we will close the live. Thank you for being here. Thank you for engaging with us. Thank you for watching. Please like and follow us on all our platforms at the rate Prism Social. And I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care and God bless.